Hey, Chris from 22 Designs here today to show you how to mount our Bandit telemark bindings. If you're not able to have one of our dealers do it, but you do have access to one of our Roxbo mounting jigs, which are available on our website. You will need a Tele Boot, drill with drill bit, 3.5 millimeter drill bit for a ski without a metal top sheet, or 4.1 millimeter drill bit for a ski with a metal top sheet. Number 3 posi driver and bit, waterproof wood glue, syringe is nice to have as well. Number 12 AB ski tap if your ski does have that metal top sheet. Measuring tape is handy, and of course a pair of Bandit Bindings. First, you'll want to find the recommended boot center mark on your ski. We recommend mounting the bindings right on that boot center mark. Some people like to go a centimeter or 2 back. What you'll want to do is line up the green line of the jig with that boot center mark. If your jig does not have that green line, it is 13 millimeters in front of the red line. So go ahead and line up the green line with the boot center mark. Then you'll want to measure the boot sole length of your boot from tip to tail. Scarpas have that measurement marked on the heel. Then find that mark on the rail of the jig and adjust the plates of the jig to match your boot sole length in millimeters. Once you have that in place, go ahead and tighten the outer knobs. Double check that your jig is still tight, and then go ahead and drill. Now it's time to drill the skis. After you drill a few holes, I like to stop and make sure that the jig is nice and tight. Once all 8 holes are drilled, we can take the jig off, tap the holes if you have a metal top sheet. Now we're ready to open up our bandits. You'll have your 2 brakes, your 2 bindings, two heel pieces, the binding pack, and the instructional poster. Oh, go ahead and open up the pack. Got mounting screws in here, flex plates, slick pins, base inserts, and a sticker. Getting the brakes in is kind of the crux of the job, and what you want to do is make sure that the brake spring rests flush on the front of the base insert there. So you can rotate the brakes down. It's easiest to put this on the edge of a table, and then you can pull back on the insert. Try to keep the insert as level as you can, and then the spring is properly inserted. You'll be ready to mount it. What can happen is if you put the insert in at too steep of an angle, the brake slides down to the bottom, and you can see how the spring is resting on the bottom of the insert there, which is not what you want to happen. If you go ahead and step in on that, it can actually bend the spring. Then you'll want to put your waterproof wood glue into the holes. You can put it right in there and make sure to get it down into the holes with a match or a toothpick, or I'm going to use a syringe. Now it's time to attach the binding to the ski with the mounting screws. Grab some mounting screws, go ahead and put them into the holes in the base plate. Then use either a drill with a number 3 posi drive bit or your hand driver to go ahead and tighten the screws. Make sure your clutch is not set on too tight of a setting. You'll want to go back and tighten them each with the hand driver. Then go back and tighten them all again. Then grab a heel plate and a couple of mounting screws. You go ahead and mount the heel plate. Then grab one of the flex plates and a slick pin. Set the flex plate in the middle of the toe piece and line up the side holes on the toe piece with the holes on the flex plate. Then you can stick the slick pin in. Make sure the tooth pops out and you're good to go. Next, mount your other ski, and if you have older Tele Boots, go ahead and put the boot into the binding. And what we want to do is check the spacer gap. The spacer gap is right here. This is the spacer on the slide wire. You want to make sure that there is a gap between this spacer and the back of the black slide block. If there's not a gap of at least 1 millimeter, you'll want to trim the tabs on the slide block with the utility knife. Once the glue's dry, you should be good to go. Do a little maintenance periodically. Check the mounting screws once or twice a year to make sure they're tight. You can also, if you notice any squeaking when you're lifting the heel or traversing, put a little silicone lubricant on the outside of the main spring. Doesn't hurt to put a little on the slide wires as well. Other than that, just make sure to keep the bindings clean when you're spring skiing. We have parts and accessories available on the website. If you're looking for a little bit stiffer or softer flex with the Bandits, we have stiffy and softy spring kits available. Also adjuster keys for the spring cap. That's it. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your Bandits.